Hi Scorpios, welcome to your December 2019 love reading. We're going to jump right on in here and see what's going on for Scorpio Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the area of love. As always, if you guys are really into the cards like I am, I will always have the card info in the description of the video. Alright Scorpios, here is your first card, card 1. I'm going to do 5 cards. Card 2. Card 3. 4. And 5. Scorpio, your cards aren't coming out very quickly. So this is telling me that either you all are going to have some options that come up out of nowhere for some of you. Like if your love life has been tumbleweeds and crickets, all of a sudden in December, there are people coming out of the woodwork. Maybe the holidays make people lonely or sentimental. I don't know. Or you're going to have some big decisions to make in your love life. Because your cards were not popping out like that fast. So big decisions. And sure enough, look, here's confirmation already. Your first card here is the love card. So this is decisions. This is choices. This is having to decide what you want to do. Scorpio, those of you that you've been wanting to manifest love, it's going to hit you like this lightning bolt. All of a sudden that you're like, wait a minute. Okay, well, what do I want? Who do I want? What kind of relationship do I want? Let me get clear about this right now. Especially those of you that you've been lighting candles and saying affirmations and taking baths and the rose petals and all that stuff. Okay, you're realizing I need to get more specific with my intention. And I feel it's like you're setting the intention and all of a sudden, boom, pow, bang. Like it's just, it's coming in very, very quickly for you, okay? You might be setting the intention in December for some of you, like you're realizing what you're looking for, or you're finally putting your finger on what's been missing in your love life. You're figuring that out. And then in the early part of 2020, your person may be coming in. Those of you that you're in an existing relationship, I'm sorry to say, but it might be coming to this make it or break it kind of energy where you're really going to have to decide. Like either I take this relationship 100% as it is, or I let this person go and I start looking for something else or someone else. When we have the love card coming up, you know, the 6th major arcana, this is about choices. This is decisions. This is about sacrifices. What are you willing to sacrifice? What are your deal breakers? What are you willing to give up? What are you not willing to give up? Some of you may have a Gemini that's coming in, and you are manifesting someone. And this is where I need to say a little bit of a disclaimer. Typically, if you read the zodiac stuff, they'll say, oh, Scorpio and Gemini is a terrible combination. Like people will say that. But a couple of things. Number one, if 2 people are mature and they're willing to do their work, they will make a relationship work. It doesn't matter what zodiac sign you are. If you're a high vibrational person and the other person is a high vibrational person, you all will make it work if you care about each other, okay? Secondly, even when it comes to like what's happening in your zodiac chart, we have different placements, right? Your zodiac sign, your sun sign might be Scorpio, but you may have Gemini in your chart. Or, you know, the Gemini might have Scorpio in their chart or some other compatible energy. So you can't just say, oh, no, never mind. I'm not going to be with a Gemini or I'm not going to be with a Leo, because it can work. And it can actually be a very strong relationship because you all are balancing each other out in different ways. So don't go immediately saying, oh, it's a Gemini. No, forget it. Spirit's wanting to know some of you are manifesting this person who happens to be a Gemini, okay? And that might be half the fun right there. Okay, and I'm not throwing shades on Gemini. Especially if you're a cross watcher and you're a Gemini and you're watching about a Scorpio, I am not talking down on you. I'm actually saying Scorpio needs to give you a chance and give you a shot, because this could be a really good relationship, right? So something to think about there. Something to think about there. Next, we have here the Hanged Man. So this is where some of you might be feeling a little frustrated, because you're realizing what you want and you're realizing what you're looking for, but you're like, man, it needs to hurry up and happen. Why isn't it happening? Why isn't it needs to hurry up and happen? Spirit's saying take a little bit more time. Really make sure about this being what you want. This is like your order is about to get shipped out. Spirit's about to mail you your custom order. This is the time to cross the T's, dot the I's, really, really fine tune what it is you're manifesting, because you're about to get something, okay? If it's a relationship where you've been in a relationship, especially if you've been with this person for a long time, before things can change or things can move forward, Spirit might be having a little bit of a pause or a little bit of a delay, because Spirit is asking you to see the situation from a different angle, from a different side. There's something here you're missing, okay? I'm sorry to say, Scorpio, and I'm a Scorpio too, so I'm not like being mean to Scorpios, but some of you might be missing what you have done in the relationship or in the situation that is causing some of the issues, right? So there could be maybe something that you could do a little bit differently, or you might not be realizing that this person is really trying to show up and they're really trying to make it right, and they're really like, you might not be seeing the effort they're putting in, because they're putting their effort in their love language, right? And so there could be a miscommunication here in terms of love language, right? Some of us, when we care about somebody, we'll be very verbal. We'll tell them, like, oh, I love you so much, I love you so much. Some of us will show it. We'll be very affectionate. We'll be very physical, right? And some of us might be more like wanting to be helpful to the person. So if you're not sure what your partner's love language is, maybe ask your angels and guides to help you figure that out, or to help you piece that together. Because I think some of you might not be realizing the work that someone is doing to try to make a relationship with you work. Those of you that you're in a relationship, and maybe it was heading very fast, very quick, there might be a bit of a lull. If there's a newer person you met and you're like, oh, it's new, but I'm really hoping we'll spend the holidays together, the hangman might say that, hey, holidays together might not happen. And it could be because this person's like, whoa, this is moving forward very fast. Let's just really make sure this is what we want. They might not tell you that, but they might make some reason or some excuse not to spend the holiday with you. But it's not over. It's not over. They're not writing you off. They might just be taking a moment to kind of like brace themselves so that they can figure out if they're really ready for this or not, okay? Because they don't want to commit, or they don't want to jump in and later on say, oh, I'm not ready. So it's actually a good thing. Like, this person's getting ready. Like, give them the space. Let them get ready. It's not a rejection. They're not rejecting you. They're not denying you. All right. So next here we've got King of Fire. Okay. King of Fire could be that for some of you, you may be dealing with a fire sign. Okay. There could be a Leo or a Sagittarius or a Aries. I was like, what's the other fire sign? I drew a blank. There could be a Leo, a Sagittarius, or an Aries coming in. And you might be in a like a really passionate kind of connection for other ones of you. These are general readings. The cards can apply in different ways, right? So it's up to the reader with the cards all together, and then with like the person's energy to figure out how the cards are coming together. Now, I unfortunately can't focus on one person. This is general. So I go over the different ways it can be. So some of you are manifesting, or you are dealing with a fire sign. And some of you might have something coming in where you have like a lover, like you are manifesting a very passionate kind of connection, or someone might be showing their affection for you in a very physical way, or pursuing you very, very intently. Or not intently, is intently the right word? Somebody might be pursuing you very, very persistently. Someone might be really, really just like they've got their sights on you, Scorpio. They want some Scorpio. They gotta have some Scorpio, and they're just all about it. Somebody may be making a beeline towards you. Now, Scorpio, if you are a Scorpio who dates masculine energy, okay, I want to see masculine energy because it can get very complicated, right? Whether you have female parts or masculine parts, we all have feminine and masculine energies in us, right? So we're all made up of masculine and feminine. So I don't want to say if you're a Scorpio who dates men, because you might be a Scorpio that dates females, but there are females that have masculine energy. So if you happen to be, someone who's finding yourself drawn to a masculine energy, and you are in a committed relationship, understand and know that if you leave your current relationship for this temptation, this relationship will not go into like moving together or getting married. This is going to be someone that likes the fact that you're in a relationship, because it puts them off the hook from having to show up or be responsible, but they get to like have all the fun stuff with you, right? They get to have the passion, they get to have the connection, but they might not be looking to come in and like make a life with you or make a home with you. So going right back to that whole thing with decision, remember we said about making decisions right here? If you are going to sacrifice an existing relationship for this hot, passionate, intense connection that you have with this person, this is not going to go into something permanent. So if you're walking away from something solid and you're going to really kick yourself later if this other thing doesn't work out, don't walk away from the solid thing, my darlings. Don't. One thing I want you to know is a lot of the times we're like, oh my God, it's my twin flame, and it's this amazing, passionate connection. You have to keep in mind karmic soulmates will come in with such a fire. Sometimes you can't even imagine your life without them. But the reason why there's such intensity is this is someone who's coming in who's going to trigger you. This is gasoline and fire, okay? Like this is sometimes that intense thing that we feel is chaos, honestly. Or it's going to lead to chaos. So if you are in a relationship, don't be quick to jump ship for somebody new, because that person might not be looking for the long term, or they might not, even if they're looking for a long-term relationship, they might be not looking for traditional commitment, okay? So just a heads up for some of you who might be dealing with that. Next, we have your High Priestess. Does not surprise me in the least bit. Completely and totally, kind of, oh gosh, It hits home with what I was saying, okay? High Priestess can be very, very intense sexual energy, okay? It can be strong attraction. It can be strong passion. It can be an amazing physical chemistry. Now, I want to say something else here. Those of you who are my regulars, that you watch my videos, you've heard me talk about the High Priestess card, okay? You've heard me say this. A lot of the times when she comes up, you are coming into an energy where your chakras are opening up, you're really clearing, your chakras are aligning, you're connecting to the higher self, you're coming into your spiritual energy, and this makes you this delicious, irresistible, magnetic being where people just cannot friggin' get enough of you. They cannot get enough of you. So you might find that, like I said, it doesn't surprise me at all, since some of you want to have people coming out of the woodwork for you, or all of a sudden all these people are wanting you. Doesn't surprise me at all, because now we have High Priestess coming up confirming that something is happening with your energy where like people are just, they can't get enough of you. They want you, right? You kind of walk into the grocery store or something and you haven't even showered and you're in your sweats and your hair's all messy and you're like disheveled and people are just trying to talk to you and flirt with you. You're like, what the heck? Like, you know, you weren't expecting it, but there's just something about you that people are wanting to be near, and they just, you know, can't really get enough of you. So with this King of Fire, this is telling me that with King of Fire energy, those of you where you have this temptation, this person's not going to be able to get you out of their mind. They're not. They simply are not. They're going to be obsessed with you. They're going to be obsessing about you. But when it comes down to like the everyday life, it's kind of like this sailor that sees this magical mermaid out at sea. Even if he can row fast enough up to get close to her, what's he gonna do? Throw down an anchor and spend the rest of his life living in that little boat to be near the mermaid? Is he gonna scoop her up and take her back to land and throw her in a giant fish tank and hope she's happy there? How do you take the mermaid to dinner with your family? How do you visit the mermaid's family? How do your friends all hang out together? You know, so it's complicated to like make your two lives mesh. Like you all might be from very, very different worlds. And so it can be challenging in that way. Yet this person doesn't want to let you go because the connection is so intense. Now, whether or not you're in a relationship and you're tempted or not, when you're in the High Priestess energy, Scorpio, it's very important that you remember this. You're going to have people coming after you hardcore. You're going to have people that are very persistent and who like obsess about you, right? And you might even have an intense physical chemistry with them. You might have a very intense physical sexual connection with them. But a lot of the times, the reason why they're chasing after you so hard is because you're in that spiritual connection and they have wounds. They have these voids in their soul and you're this being of light and they're just wanting to tap into you to absorb that, to eat that up. And so what ends up happening is you might have a really intense physical sexual connection with them, but it leaves you depleted because they are in that act of being physically intimate with you. They're downloading. They're downloading a lot of your energy. They're pulling from you. They're literally tapping into you and filling up their battery. You're giving them this recharge. You're giving them this jump start. So they walk away feeling on top of the world. They walk away feeling amazing, right? But you end up feeling this intense longing that when that person walks away or when they're gone, you can't wait to see them again. You can't wait for them to come back because you feel like a part of your soul is missing when they're away. And you're like, oh my God, this is love. Well, yeah, a part of you is missing when they're away because they just sucked a big chunk of your energy out of you. The good news is you can get the energy back. Okay, by doing cord cutting. And cord cutting is not the same as banishing someone, but by doing cord cutting, taking sea salt baths, staging yourself, praying, meditating, doing your work, you can hold on to your energy. You can have those boundaries to where they don't take your energy, or if they do take your energy, to get it back or to call it back to you. So I'm not saying you can't date. I'm not saying you shouldn't be with these people. I'm just saying be selective who you let in. And even then, make sure you're staying on top of your spiritual hygiene, right? To just really cut cords and take care of yourself and take care of your energy. Some people might pursue you very, very persistently, but they're not ready for you, Scorpio. You need to let somebody show that they're doing the work, that they're doing their work, that they're ready for you. Some of you have a really significant lover coming in right before a really main like life partner kind of soulmate. I'm getting that vibe and that energy as well. The next card here, my darlings, is the World. Now, this is really, really positive, especially for those of you that you've been working on yourself really hard, trying to do your work, trying to do your healing, trying to do your release, because this is letting us know that you are calling in someone who is going to or you're doing the work, you're finishing up the karmic cycles, the lessons, things like this, so that you're really, really advancing into a higher vibration. I have to tell you, Scorpio, that a lot of you, where you've had this karmic person that has just kept pulling you back into the negative energy, regardless whether or not you hear from this person ever again, like this is the month. This is the month that you completely, totally getting them out of your aura. Like they're gone. They're gone. They're out of your energy. Okay? And you're going to have the next person coming in is going to be a completely different vibration, completely higher vibration. This is really coming into soul family, elevated energy, just really, really, really better caliber partner. Okay, those of you where you've been in a trying relationship, this is it. This is the time when you guys are finally healing the issues. You're finally getting it handled. You're finally getting it cleared away. And then from there is a difficult decision, Scorpio. Then you decide, okay, we've done the work we've had to do together. We've completed our contract. Do I want to stay because we've had so much time together and we've been through so much? Or do I move on to the next thing, whether it's a relationship or a personal goal or travel or spirituality or whatever it might be? Some of you are going to have a difficult decision to make in that way. Okay, these are general readings and the cards will apply in different ways. So I try to go over the different scenarios. I really suggest that you watch your Venus sign if Scorpio isn't your Venus sign, or your moon sign, and see like what's resonating with you more. Obviously, I'm more than happy to do private readings. At the time of posting this video, my calendar has been taken down because I'm doing some preparation. The calendar will be back up again in mid-December, so you can try back then for a private reading. But don't forget to watch your weekly forecast as well, my dears, to go over money and spirituality and all that good stuff, career. Check out your weekly forecast as well on the channel. I thank you all for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. Happy holidays, my dears. Take care.